like Don said, my name is David Ward, and I'm always nervous being the leadoff batter in anything. The good thing about it is everybody's usually still awake at this point in a CLE. So hopefully some of the stuff that we talk about this morning is going to keep you awake and keep your attention. I think the programs list this as being defining your ideal client. We're actually going to take that and go one step further over the course of the presentation and start talking about avatar clients, which is slightly different, and we'll talk about the differences about that in a minute. The first thing that we need to do is cover just some basic marketing fundamentals if I'm guessing how many people here run their own practices? Okay, yeah, a pretty high number. So some of this stuff hopefully will not be new to you. It may be to some of you, but from the standpoint of the business of law, marketing is the most important thing that you do. It is what your business is. You are in the business of marketing a law firm. And, the reason for that is probably fairly obvious to everybody, and that is you can be the greatest lawyer in the world, but if nobody shows up with a legal problem and a checkbook, nobody gets to experience that, right? So what we're going to be talking about today is defining who those people are and how to get them and bring them to your door. One of the things that's becoming increasingly important in the practice of law is specialization. It's very, very difficult to start a business today, a law firm today, doing a general practice. There are a lot of people who are general practitioners who run general practices. If you look around, you tend to see there are more experienced colleagues are able to do that because I think one of the things that's different today as opposed to even 15, 20 years ago or more is there's just been a huge influx of young attorneys. So people today, when they're looking for things, I'll talk about this in 1 second, but they're looking for some things frequently that are a little bit more specialized. So one of the things that's important about being specialized, it allows for greater differentiation in the marketplace. Okay, instead of just being a lawyer in Duluth, I am a divorce and family law attorney in Duluth. So that's the first way that I can separate myself out. Another way that I separate myself out is I protect business owners who are facing divorce. I selected that as a target for myself because before going to law school I was a financial planner, so I am very intimately familiar with a lot of the documentations and things like that. So I decided that that's one of the things that I'm going to focus on. But that's one thing that you can do is look at the things that you have experience with. Another thing that's important about being able to specialize is it does support higher fees, right? So if you're going to an attorney to have your will done, that person can charge one thing. A person who does nothing but wills, who is the will attorney, can charge more for that because they are perceived as having a level of expertise that perhaps some of us who do more general practice simply don't have. So that's another thing about that. Another thing that's important, and I alluded to this earlier, is that when people are searching for lawyers specifically, approximately 80% of the searches on Google for lawyers include a specialization. Most people are not Googling lawyer in Duluth, they're Googling estate planning lawyer in Duluth, or family law attorney in Duluth, criminal defense attorney in Duluth. Near me is also one of the biggest tags that come at the end of most Google searches. But that's what you're seeing in terms of searches that are specifically asking for attorneys. There are other ways people search that find attorneys, but that's a little bit beyond the scope of that. But if you want to talk about that, I'd be happy to talk to you about that after everything. Okay, And the last thing that's really important about specialization is it avoids commoditization of the services that we provide. The best example that I know of something that has become highly commoditized is traffic tickets. That's one of those things that has become so commoditized. People who were once able to charge $300, $400, $500 for traffic tickets are now having to charge, $150 or $200, and that's part of the problem when we see a lack of specialization. We see that commoditization happen, and we can no longer command the prices that the level of service that we all strive to provide really warrants. So.